What up, y'all? What up, y'all? I am here. I didn't feel like getting on my computer and giving y'all the good music and shit with the fancy intro. I feel like smoking a blunt and talking to these niggas. How y'all doing? What's going on? Salute to lightthemood.com. I got one Jayla's candle burning right now. Hell yeah. Get yours. Weed Smoke 22 is your discount code. Jayla, you send me some new candles. These motherfuckers smell good. What's up, everybody? What's up, Jordan? Yeah, we gonna be talking tonight. What's up, What's up, Emmanuel, Mark, Don Philly, Naptown in the house. Hey, how is it living in Naptown this time of year? I don't know how my ancestors did it. It be cold as fuck out there, don't it? I don't like that cold ass weather. I realize what it is of me in cold weather. Like, me being from LA, I don't have anything. What's up, Ben Frank? I don't have any jackets or anything that's good for anything below 51 degrees. I don't have like a trench coat. I don't have like a jacket with a whole bunch of fur on the inside of it. I'm not equipped for that cold ass weather. I don't have the clothing for it. Snow and rain, see, I could fuck that. See, I like visiting the snow. Like, I like going to Lake Arrowhead in the snow, you know. I'm sure I'm gonna get to Lake Tahoe before the snow melts. But I ain't going to that motherfucker when it's snowing. Kiss all my black ass. I am 41 years old, and I have never driven in snow. I've driven after it snowed, there was some snow on the ground. But I've never actually driven my car, or nor have I ever even been in a car driving as a passenger while it's snowing. That's never happened in my life. Like, in the wintertime, when I travel, when I go like to Lake Tahoe and shit, I wait till after it's done snowing. Like, I've been in Cleveland, I've been in Minneapolis in the wintertime. It's just that it wasn't snowing actively when I was there. But other than that, if I travel anywhere in the wintertime, it's to Vegas, nigga. It's to somewhere in the Caribbean. Maybe Mexico. I ain't going to no goddamn East Coast in the wintertime. Fuck that. Not unless I got some work to do. And luckily, the times I have had to go work on the East Coast in the wintertime, some comedy, some shit, it wasn't snowing. Come on in here. We're going to get started. I'm not playing video because the last couple times I played video, like what I'm talking about, this motherfucker YouTube dinged my monetization and shit. What's up, Quan? Quan is here so we can get started. What's up, Pretty Tony TV? Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Let me go ahead. Gotta get my blunt ready. You know how that go. Gotta get my blunt ready. What up, butter love? Oh, yeah. I got my live show coming February 25th here in LA. Be cracking them jokes. Well, I'll be more so doing this show live, telling stories. It's going to be open format. Y'all going to be able to talk. I'm going to have Larry out there in the crowd with a mic. So we going to interact. Y'all going to interact with me. I'm going to have some comics. Slink going to be on the show. Kamira White going to be on the show. Larry going to perform. But, yeah, I want y'all to come on out to the live show. The link to the live show, the tickets to the link is in the description right now. So the live show is going to be completely interactive with me. Now when my comics get on stage, when Larry and Kamira and when all them get on stage, y'all going to have to shut the fuck up. But when I'm on stage, it's going to be some interaction between all of us. Ah, shit. Yeah, we about to get started. Yeah, I found out it's the same day as the Hidden History opener. I wish I could go to the Hidden History opener. I don't know if I'm gonna do it live. I'm gonna see this place's streaming capabilities. I don't know if I'm gonna do it live, Quan. I'm gonna see what I can do. If this place got janky internet, then nah. But if the internet is good, then maybe. This is what I've been doing today. Y'all know I'm advancing my card studies. I'm gonna do this with y'all a little later on. I'm gonna pull some cards. I might do that. 3-card pull. You got any questions? Let the cards tell you. I think I might do that a little later on, depending on how y'all feel. But yeah, get your card reading at breakthroughas.org. Anyway, we about to get into it. I'm not gonna play the video because the last few times I played videos, I got my page, my shit got struck. YouTube like playing around with one day this is cool to do, the next day it ain't. So since I don't know what it is, I ain't playing the fucking video. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, Van Lathan, I think that's a brother who used to be like on TMZ. Was he the one that used to be on TMZ? Oh shit, got my shit loud. Hold on. I don't want to get a strike. Go down. I don't want to get strike. Yeah. Okay, I'm doing that because I ain't know my speakers are that loud. Playing that J-Mo. Gotta get my money. What up, Hood News? Hood News edited my motherfucking music pilot documentary. That shit about to be fire. But son, I got me and J-Mo, the same person right here, J-Mo. He told me we got some stuff that we was talking about working on as far as music documenting some stuff. So I don't know. We might go in a different direction this time, but either way it go, you rolling with me, bruh. But anyway, we talking about Van Lathan. Van Lathan was a dude that used to be on TV, the brother. Son. What I'm gonna see if we can line some stuff up to where we can shoot everything in 1, maybe 2 days. You know? And then put together this documentary series. What's up, 225 girl? But anyway, Van Lathan checked Emmanuel Acho. For those of you who don't know, Emmanuel Acho, I don't really watch football or sports TV anymore, but I see this dude's highlights. And Emmanuel Acho is a former football player. Even when I did watch, I didn't know who the fuck he was. So why he's on ESPN, I don't know, because Emmanuel Acho actually played football when I used to watch football, and I don't remember that motherfucker ever playing football. But for some reason, he has a job with ESPN, and ESPN uses this guy, Emmanuel Acho, to basically be the Negro whisperer. Like, he's the guy that speaks for white people. But he's black. Well, Nigerian. So, on an interview, Acho basically, and for those, if you want to find the video, go to Van Lathan's Twitter. Van Lathan, if one of my mods could post Van Lathan's Twitter page link in the chat room, go to his Twitter, you can see the video. And basically, Acho is somebody who basically is a Negro apologist for white folks. We black folks in here, we all know who that is. We all know that kind of nigga. Oh yeah, he works with Fox Sports. Fox Sports, look, if I say ESPN, that means Fox Sports. If I say Fox Sports, that means ESPN. If I say NBC Sports, that means Fox Sports. If I say CBS Sports, that means ESPN. They all the same shit. They all follow the same agenda. But thank you for the correction. But so that I'm clear to you guys, I'm better. I got my mic up in there. Hey, this chick right here, Yasmin Lacey. When it comes to R&B today, she a black woman out of the UK. Her shit is dope. Y'all need to fuck with her. Well, anyway, but yeah, he works for Fox Sports, but they all do the same thing, you know. So is my sound better? It better be shit. There's an interview and he's basically talking about interacting with white people. And paraphrasing what Acho says, he says, you know, he's born and raised, he's from Nigeria, basically, right? And he doesn't have the generational trauma that black Americans have. He's saying that, like, he said when he hears white people say negative things about black people, he understands because he understands their world. And when he hears black people say all white people are racist, he understands because he understands the black people world. And basically, Acho was saying because he does not have our genetic experience, because he doesn't have what we've gone through as black people, he's the right voice to speak to white America about what's going on with black people. That's basically what he was saying. That because he's not one of us foundational black Americans, you know, he knows how to take the spice off what needs to be said. And he knows because he's Nigerian and not us, he can explain to white people things that need to be explained basically in a better way than we can. Paraphrasing what he was saying, but that's basically what he was getting at. The part that made me happy was Van Lathan checked that. All right? It's a lot of people that wouldn't check that. But Van did. Well, come on. So Van Lathan checked that and said that, look, you basically taking the spice off what needs to be said. That doesn't help me in any kind of way. Black Americans, our lives are on the line. We're facing extermination. The last thing we need is somebody pussyfooting around when it comes to the conversation of race. That's nothing that we playing with. That's nothing to sit around and trivialize and say, hey, this is an intellectual. I appreciate that, Amar Woods. You can get tickets for the show in the description box. I put the link for tickets to my show in the description box. And at my live show, I will be taking live questions and live comments. Anyway, Van Lathan, I'm trying to put this fucking jacket on and talk to you niggas. Hold on, I gotta sit my phone down. Hold on, y'all. I gotta sit my motherfucking phone down because I'm about to step outside and smoke. Jesus! 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 Hold on. I'm about to step outside and smoke. Smoke this blunt. Jesus is the motherfucking reason for for the motherfucking season. Anyway. Oh, this is another dope ass song right here. Y'all gotta fuck with Brandon Williams in this album. This song is dope right here. But anyway, nah, it ain't warm in LA. That's why I got this fucking jacket on. So, the thing that I like that I'm seeing is this, and we gonna discuss this. But what I like I'm seeing is, I'm seeing black people push back. You know, finally, because we usually don't push back at these motherfuckers because we don't see them as significant enough to push back to. But we're doing it and we're speaking up for ourselves, and it's starting with the black men. It's a salute to Van Lathan for pushing back. Because we don't, look, let me tell you something, black people. When we're talking race, or and things like that, racism and race is a power dynamic. And power only respects power. Power don't respect pussyfooting and weakness. Now, power they'll let your pussyfooting ass around for a little bit and laugh at you because they know you're not no threat. They'll give you a few shekels off the table because it's not enough for you to really do anything of significance with it, and they realize you don't even have the consciousness or the mindset to do anything that's going to move the needle with it. So they don't mind throwing you a few dollars, but no one's ever going to respect you when you pussyfoot around on things, whether that be a business negotiation and race or whatever like that. Now, we can all have our fears. Lord knows that I've lived my life. I have my fears. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm just some nigga that's fearless. And when I talk about race, I have fears. But you have your fears, but you sit those fears to the side and you do it anyway. You dig what I'm saying? And so when it comes to talking about race, or cause sometimes I say things that I got white folks and non-black people that I'm hella cool with. And I have black people, we know how them baby boomers are, how coonish they can be. We know their mindset. I got baby boomers who got that coonish mindset that I absolutely love regardless. People of other races that I'm cool with. So I do be having my reservations about some of the things that I say from time to time. Because I don't want people that of other races that I'm cool with to feel offended. But at the same time, there's an understanding that if people really see this a problem going on and they know I have love in my heart, they won't get offended. So you got to put that shit to the side. Your few non-white, non-black friends and your baby boomer cousins and shit that you still love regardless of them being coons. You got to put that shit to the side. And that's what Van Lathan is saying. We as black Americans, we've gone the respectful route. Post MLK, the whole respectability politics thing has really gotten to the forefront starting in the 60s. And really after they killed off the Black Power movement. You know, everybody fall in line and conform. We've been doing that for a long time now. And we've seen that it doesn't work. And so you get people like Emmanuel Acho, because let's dig this into it. First off, he admits that, you know, he's not one of us. We have different blood, different traumas. Thank you for saying that. So when we talk about the difference between foundational black Americans and people from Africa, even Emmanuel Acho recognizes the fact that there is a genetic and a cultural difference between us. When I say genetic, I mean the trauma passed down through the genes. When you read Dr. Joy DeGrew's work, you see that trauma is passed down through your genetics. So when we separate ourselves and differentiate ourselves from people from across the diaspora, it's not about us feeling like we're better than them or us being divisive. It's just pure science. Different information is passed down through our genes. And what makes ours especially more unique is the fact that we still live and occupy the landmass that trauma and that crime happened. Not to say that Africans and people from the Caribbean did not have genetic trauma passed down. They surely do. Emmanuel Acho thinking that he don't have trauma passed down. Yes, the fuck he does. There's definitely trauma being passed down when you're living on a landmass called Nigeria, when you're from a landmass called Nigeria that you don't control the resources of, that's poor because of outside influences, so dirt poor that you have to leave that landmass and come here. You definitely have genetic trauma passed down from that. The difference is you're not living on the landmass that trauma happened. You're not living on the landmass that crime happened. So the effect of your trauma that's passed down through the things that happened in Nigeria and also and throughout West Africa over the last 400 years, really the last since the era, really the last 1,500 years. If we're gonna be honest, if we're gonna be all the way honest, if we gonna, you guys, people from over there, they definitely have trauma passed down, but not living on that landmass under the occupying force that created that trauma. There's a different relationship that you have with that, and he acknowledged that, and he's right. There is a different relationship. The difference between us and them is, I've said this before and I'm gonna say this again, and when I say this statement, it can sometimes throw people off, but it's the truth. We got to tell the truth. Like me, I saw some tweet today saying, calling somebody obese is the new N-word. No, the fuck it ain't. If you a fat motherfucker that's way overweight, nigga, you obese. Tell the goddamn truth. I get tired of fat people talking about something. I'm not fat, I'm big bone. Motherfucker, you fat. You got 2 rolls between your under titty and your upper belly. You look like a spring, nigga. You fat. Tell the truth. I'm a fat nigga. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But tell the goddamn truth. The truth is, black Americans and white Americans on a lot of levels are cousins. We cousins. All of us, if not a direct, other than people from South Carolina. South Carolina, they didn't do too much race mixing throughout the 16, 17, and 1800s in South Carolina. South Carolina is kind of a different beast. But if your family comes from Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Florida, especially Louisiana, it's a lot of mixture going on. Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana. So it's a lot of mixing going on. And the truth is, slave master raped a lot of black women. You know what I mean? And those black kids got pushed off while their white half brothers and sisters inherited generational wealth. That's just a fact. Abraham Lincoln was a Melungeon. Melungeon is a mixture of native, black, and French. Dwight Eisenhower, should have known his ass is black. His name is Dwight. President Ike, the Highway Act, a 93% tax rate on the wealthy to build America's infrastructure. Go look up, if I was on my computer, I'll show you. Go look up a photo of Dwight Eisenhower's mother. And you tell me if he ain't a nigga or not. President Calvin Coolidge, a nigga. Look it up. The 5 Negro Presidents by J.A. Rogers. Go look it up. Calvin Coolidge. You should have known his name is Calvin. That's why Calvin Coolidge is a president that died in office. See, Coolidge was very racist on top, but he was doing a lot of things to desegregate, to hook black people up with different policies underneath. And it's still a mystery to this day how Calvin Coolidge died. This is America, Jack. Alexander Hamilton, but Alexander Hamilton's mom was from the Caribbean. What's up, Larry, you bitch ass nigga? Oh yeah, it was a heart. They say Coolidge died of a heart attack. Yeah, okay, you're right. How'd that happen? Coolidge was doing some low key shit. So a lot of the issue between white and black and what we're owed in this country, a lot of it's a family affair. I know I have family that was enslaved in Louisiana who was set free by a slave master, only for the governor to come in and say, due to unforeseen circumstances, your black ass got to stay a slave. I got the newspaper clipping from 1855. Quan, you've seen it. People who watch the show regularly, watch me talk regularly, you've seen it. I've showed you guys a newspaper clipping of my family in 1855 was supposed to be set free but wasn't set free because of the Mississippi governor coming in and saying, nah. And they was mulattoes too. These weren't even dark skinned. These were my mulatto ancestors. These motherfuckers look white, bright, damn near, light, bright, damn near white. But you see them noses and you be like, nah, them is niggas. But that's how it is. That's where it was in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and Natchez, Louisiana. Natchez, Mississippi. A lot of that going on. So, well, we not only have the trauma of being black in our personal experience, we have passed down through our DNA great-great-grandfathers and great-great-grandmothers who saw their dad and their half-brothers, that their father owned the plantation but never acknowledged them as their dad, and would beat them and would rape their sister. And they had half-brothers that would do the same to their black half-brothers and sisters. That is genetic trauma that all of us share, that we've gotten passed down through an ancestor or 15. Because think about it, it's a multiplier. You go back to one generation, you got 4 ancestors. You go back 2 generations, you got 8. You go back 3 generations, what's that? 32? Y'all know how it goes. It grows in the same way memory in your computer grows, exponentially. I'm high right now. Was it a 16 gig, and then you get a 32 gig, and then a 64? That's how your ancestors grow. That's how you look at you. You calculate it the same way you calculate memory in your computer. Nigga, an 8 gig to a 16 to a 32 to a 64 to a 128 to a 256 to a 512. That's how your ancestors grow, exponentially like that. So in that line, as a black American, when both of your black parents were born here and both of their parents are born here and both of you, within that, you got a lot of shit that went on that's in your blood. So with that being said, We don't need people like Emmanuel Acho coming down and speaking for us to speak to them folks. We don't need that. No. White folks, they big people, they grown. They're adults. They can handle it. Because, like I started, power respects power. Power don't respect you, pussyfoot. For you Christian niggas, what do the Bible say? The Bible say, come boldly to the throne, right? Ain't that what the Bible say? When you step to the throne, you gotta come boldly. People who are into metaphysics, what do they say? They say you attract with confidence. You don't be shaky in your confidence. When people who are into Buddhism and all that meditation shit, you focus. You don't, nothing in any spiritual teaching, or if you don't want to do spiritual teachings, if you want to read the 48 laws of power, or if you want to read the laws of Tahuti, or nothing talks about acting like a punk ass bitch when you want to make things plain. Even Jesus went around flipping tables and shit. Now, I don't care if you're talking about spiritual doctrine or book doctrine. None of that. Nowhere. Look, chat room. Help me out. Is there anywhere in any book any self-help book where you're talking about Les Brown or Tony Robbins or the Bible, or have you guys read any kind of knowledge, any kind of text that said when you want something, you act like a bitch? Have you read that book? Anybody in the chat? Or name that? Even Dr. King, when Dr. King talked about nonviolence, he had a strategy to nonviolence. He said, if you listen to white folks, you just think Dr. King was a punk. No, he wasn't. Dr. King said he had a strategy to his nonviolence, and his strategy was America has a whole lot of shit going on around the world. They're trying to start a war in Vietnam. They doing a lot of stuff over in Africa and the Middle East, and America is preaching this bullshit as we're a perfect moral nation. King understood that America was going around the world trying to preach morality, and there was this new thing. We always got to combine technology with movements. By the time you get to the 60s, you can have cameras everywhere. Live TV. See, you got to realize, before the 60s, that stuff that was on TV. In the 40s, that stuff was recorded and put on TV and put in the theaters. In the 60s was when you're first getting live TVs in every home. I'll be talking to my wife's parents, and sometimes we'd be having conversations about, when the first time they remember a TV coming into the neighborhood. And I remember having conversations with my grandfather, the first time someone had a TV on the block. So in the 60s, there's this new thing called the TV that was now in every home. And now you have a thing called live TV. It's not just taped broadcasts. You can go now live. This is some new shit. All right? King recognized the fact that, okay, we can't outgun these motherfuckers, but there's no way this country can preach morality around the world if I can get them on camera being violent towards its own people. The minute the world see that, America's going to have to come to us to clean up its image around the world. Again, King understood it wasn't about being moral because they're going to feel bad for us. King was very clear it wasn't about them feeling bad or them understanding. King knew that America was in a tough geopolitical position, and he could use the new technology of the day, being the live camera, live news, to show the world America's brutality, which would then lessen America's stance in geopolitical politics, forcing America to come to the table because it has to come to the table and at least give the illusion of progress in order to continue its geopolitical agenda. All right? I laid that out there for the people who can think. If that was too much for you, hit the rewind 4 or 5 times and then catch up later on, okay? So even King wasn't being a punk. King understood a strategy, and King also knew that was his strategy. King never told Stokely Carmichael to put the guns down. King never told Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam that they shouldn't. King never said anything bad about the Black Panthers. Well, I don't even think he knew who the Panthers were. I think, come to think about it. Well, he may have known. They came in 66. He died in 67, 68. Yeah, he knew. Yeah, he knew who the Black Panthers were. He definitely knew who the Black Panthers were. But anyway, King wasn't against guns. He had a particular strategy. Why am I saying this? Power don't respect punks. But what they did was, after King died, the media got to work at washing his history, and they made King look like a punk. Most of us grew up as children not knowing Dr. King said we coming to get our check. That shit, we saw them videos when the internet came out. They didn't play them videos when we was kids on TV. We had to wait till YouTube to listen to King talk about I fear I've integrated my people to a burning house. They had to whitewash that because King did win, or give the illusion of he won. But they had to whitewash how that win happened. They had to totally erase all them riots going on in the 60s. It was 20 riots in the year 1966 alone. 20 in 1966. The 60s were extremely violent. If we're going to look at this through a historical perspective, let me put my anthropological hat on. Let me put my anthropology hat on and look back at some history. If we were to go back to the period between 1955 and 1969, America was in another civil war. Let's just tell the truth. Go read a book called We Will Shoot Back, the armed resistance of the civil rights movement. For every Emmett Till, Black America was busting back. And it got to a climax between 1965, the Watts riots, and the death of Bunchy Carter on the campus of UCLA in 1969. That's where it reached a fever pitch. The war, the riots in Miami, the riots in Chicago, Detroit. America was at civil war. There was nothing peaceful about the progress that Black people got during the 70s and the 80s. That came out of a lot of manhood and womanhood of the 50s and the 60s. The progress of the 70s and the 80s and the 90s of Black America was directly because of standing on our square in the 50s and the 60s, which started in the 1920s, 1923 to be exact. The modern civil rights movement, well, the last one started in about 1923. A. Philip Randolph, Paul Robeson, and the thousands of unnamed Black men and women, Ida B. Wells, W.B. Du Bois, Garvey, Laika Minot, Elijah Muhammad, that all started in about 1923, that civil rights movement, and it culminated into all-out war between 1955 and 1969 in this country. There was very little peace in this country during that time. They'll have you watch these TV doc shows where all these Jane Fonda films and Orson Welles films, propaganda. Man, if you don't get that bullshit ass bike off my block, that nigga got a lawnmower engine on that bike. The fuck was that? You hear that shit? You can pedal faster than that, nigga. My fat ass could pedal uphill faster than that bullshit ass lawnmower bike was going. But anyway, there was a lot going on during that time. You know? So, what really got our progress that we made from 1970 through 1990, what really got that progress going was us standing on our square and being direct about what it is. We used to have a song called, Tell It Like It Is. What it is was a popular slang term of the time. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes had a song called Be For Real. Ozzy Brothers, Fight the Powers That Be. Stevie Wonder, Big Brother. Aretha Franklin, Respect. Funkadelic, Free Your Mind and Your Ass to Follow. The Kingdom of Heaven is Within. Go back and listen to that song by Funkadelic. Free Your Mind and Your Ass to Follow. Came out in 1970. That song is a metaphysical chant. That song is a straight up affirmation. Free your mind and your ass to follow. The kingdom of heaven is within. Free your mind and your ass will follow. The kingdom of heaven is within. Well, anyway, that's where we were with it. So that's what Van Lathan is coming with in his back pocket when he's saying, even though he may not consciously be thinking that, that's definitely going on in his subconscious. Because we know what it took. Now, we've been lied to, my generation, especially us millennials. We've been lied to and told it was through pussyfooting. And so people like Emmanuel Acho, he wasn't here. His family wasn't here. Remember, when we're dealing with a lot of these people from Africa and the Caribbean, outside of a handful, they weren't here during that war between 1955 and 1969. They came after. They weren't here for the fight. If I flip off, that's because my weed man called me. I'm waiting on my delivery. I'm on my porch waiting on my weed delivery to get here. Got a QP on the way to this bitch. Some fire. Thank God for Los Angeles, California legal services. Anyway, this QP should last me a couple weeks, 3 weeks maybe. But anyway, so we as a people know that even though we've been lied to, we inherently know that, this shit didn't work. We see that we were told that the shit happened through peace and we shall overcome. That's why, like, a lot of people from our generation especially wasn't really fucking with King like that. Like, for a long time, until this news came out, we were like, nah, we more so fuck with what X was talking about. We more so fucking with what the Panthers was talking about. We ain't really fucking with that. It wasn't until we found out later on what King was really was talking about. And we got to thank Dick Gregory for that, too. Dick Gregory was a major catalyst behind getting the truth out there about who the real Dr. King was. You know what I mean? And we got to always thank Dick Gregory for that. So we had a lot of shit to go through. And so, but we truly understand that, you know, you can't come to these people like punks. But Acho, his family wasn't here for the fight. So Acho is a victim of the propaganda. It's some dope ass song right here. But so Acho is a victim of the propaganda. Acho believed what the white folks told him. Acho actually believes that all this we got, all these moves we done made came from We Shall Overcome and pussyfooting around and being hoe ass niggas. Acho really believes that. Because Acho wasn't here. Acho wasn't here for the fight. Some more J-Mo. I love the song by J-Mo. He gotta get some artwork up there for this shit. But so Acho believes the propaganda. He believes the bullshit. Acho believes you gotta pussyfoot around and basically be a hoe ass nigga to get white folks to listen to you. So I like the fact that this fight is playing out in public, because that's another thing I want to say. You get the niggas that'll come out and talk, and they'll be like, we shouldn't be talking like this in front of white folks. If there's any of you niggas in here, let me tell you something. They gonna laugh at us and be all up in our business regardless of how we act. Let's start off by that. We ain't no perfect nigga. Everybody have infighting. I'm sure they're laughing at our infighting. I laugh at they infighting all the time. You got them two white boys, Ben Shapiro and the other one fighting right now. I remember when Glenn Beck and Alex Jones used to go at that shit. I used to get my popcorn and laugh. Nigga, watching these be public. I love watching white folks go at it every goddamn day, and I'm here for it. I'll be sitting back laughing my ass off watching them go at it. So if they laughing at us, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. But second off, it's good the fact that people see these fights in public. Let people know that there's a counter narrative out there that no, black folks don't think like this, nigga. Make that shit very clear. Make that shit very clear, very public. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. It's a new day. No, sir. It's a new day. Well, no. Because it's time that we stop living our lives to make other people comfortable. And I know I'm a victim of that. I was definitely. I'm not here to act like I'm some old perfect. Y'all know me, dog. I don't talk to y'all like I'm some old perfect ass nigga. I'm a nigga that done went through some things that has a fairly unique perspective on how to explain how I went through them things. That's all the fuck I am. And I've gone through that thing, trying to accommodate my blackness for the people around me. I spent all my college years like that. I spent all my 20s like that. And part of my 30s, my early 30s. Minimizing my blackness, minimizing who I am to accommodate other people. I used to lower my voice and talk more quiet You know what I mean? My 20s. You know, not just around white people, but around everybody. I'm a big ass nigga. So I used to, in my 20s, when I'll be around people, I used to always try to like go sit in the back. I never wanted to be in the middle. I minimized myself. You know, that's that shit. That's that passed down from slavery shit. You know, make yourself small, minimize yourself. Go, you know, go not, you know, go lower yourself basically. Don't open up and be who you are. I remember being in college, you know, not going as hard as I wanted to, as I felt. I would feel like going harder, but I didn't have the confidence to go harder. When I would be in my debates in college, when I would be in certain things, I would want to go there, but it would be some shit in me that would pull me back. That's some shit that we got passed down through us. Hey, Ebony Brandon, I just looked down to see that. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah, Boris, see, it's good. I'm glad to see you brothers in here. Y'all feel me. I believe in being open, you know. I'm not, you know, because one thing we got to stop as the people is acting like we always had it all in check and always had it right. No. We don't have to evolve, man. Our generation, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, we the generation that came in under some serious brainwashing. Remember, we the first generation, just like we talk about these young kids who grew up in a generation who's always had a TV in the home. Baby boomers remember TVs coming in the home. Gen X, millennials, we're the first generation that always had that propaganda thing called TV in the home. And like I tell y'all all the time, the brain has not had enough time to catch up to the propaganda called TV and radio. It hasn't. We've been on Earth. Homo sapiens sapiens been around for hundreds of thousands of years. We've only had TV for less than 100 years. The brain is predisposed to believe what it sees. That's how it keeps us safe. It's not used to having images and inundated with it 24 hours a day. So we got to understand that we're pioneers in some way. As a historian, I'm already knowing in 500 years, we're going to be studied for real. How did the humanoid evolve from the birth of television and internet to wherever technology is 500 years from now, 1,000 years from now? They're going to study us. How did the first generation who were our grandparents, they were the first generation with radio. How did the first generation with radio evolve from the 10th generation with radio in the year 2220 to the 20th generation with radio in the year 2438? That's what's going to happen. So we got to understand, people, we are pioneers in something that's extremely new in the evolution of the human mind. Okay? That's why we got to have compassion for one another. That's why we got to have compassion for one another. And really compassion for ourselves. Because you can't really have compassion for the next person unless you have compassion for your own traumas and dramas. You got to forgive yourself. Oh, y'all got to get into these niggas. Butcher Brown, these niggas is dope. Y'all got to get into them. But, so, we got to know that we're dealing with some new shit And we as black Americans, we're at the forefront of that. Propaganda was created to keep us in our place. Remember, the Nazis said Joseph Goebbels, the propaganda minister of Nazi Germany, remember, he said he learned propaganda from America. Birth of a Nation. The whole blackface era of the 1930s through 50s, 60s. We were the victims of that. People in the Caribbean and Africa, the black people in those nations, they didn't have TVs with constant negative images of them. And new immigrants coming to the country from Europe, from Asia, watching these images when they come here. And then when America finally started broadcasting its images around the world in the 60s, 70s, to Japan, to Israel, to the Middle East, Africa, to China, there were images of decrepit, degenerate black people and hero saviors white people. We are the forefront of this experiment thing called propaganda. We're the guinea pigs. Propaganda has been fine-tuned on our black asses. And we really don't understand that. Propaganda has been fine-tuned on our black asses. We gotta know that. Every mistake they made has been mistakes on us. Every discovery they found out of those mistakes have been discoveries that they found on our black asses. The rest of the world gets a refined version of what they practiced on us. So this talk about Emmanuel Acho and Van Lathan, it isn't about those two and their interaction that they had today on Twitter and in the interview. This is about a bigger picture. Those two individuals are just the canvas that we're painting on today. They're not the story. They're just the canvas that we're using to paint the picture of how the difference between the black American thinks and the non-black American. And this isn't, and I'm not to say all non, because there are definitely people from Africa, from the Caribbean that think like us. 100,000%. I ain't gonna act like them niggas don't exist. But the truth is, white supremacy is never gonna hire those people who think like that to work for ESPN or Fox Sports or CBS Sports or CNN. The Caribbean people and the Africans and things like that are never going to get those jobs. And unfortunately, they're not as loud as the ones who think like Emmanuel Acho. Just like black people like us don't get those jobs. You see, Van Lathan was fired from TMZ, right? He was at TMZ, and he would play the line a little bit when he was there. And I wasn't mad at him when he did, because he would also drop truth bombs too in between. I don't mind people who toe the line with white supremacy, but when it comes time to lay the facts down and when it comes time to stand up, they stand up. I don't mind that. And he would do that. But he stood up a little bit too much, and they fired his black ass. So it's good to see him stand up. Oh yeah, get them candles. Y'all see what I going on. I got my hippie shit going on right now, nigga. Nigga, I got candles burning, nigga. I got playing cards I'm reading. I got crystals. That's a rose quartz and a pyrite, nigga. I got a bottle of wine. Some weed I just smoked. Oh, shit, look what else I got. I got this microdose. Y'all can't see this. And I'm not turning my lights on. But these are mushroom marshmallows. Let me see. Y'all ever seen some shit like this? And no, I'm not shroomed out. I took a little mini microdose way earlier. I'm not shroomed out, no. But this how they look. You see this? These are mushroom marshmallows. I put some in my coffee earlier. Yeah, but yep. You write a whole vibe over here. But that's why I like my office is in the other room. And I like coming to y'all from my computer. But nigga, I prefer sometimes I want to vibe out my wine, my weed, my candles, nigga. Hey, but for real though, honestly, you guys need your card readings for the year. It's January going into February. You want to plan out your year. You want to find out where the potholes may be this year, where the areas you can level up in to that's what you read. That's what you use readings for. You don't use readings to find. Well, you can use them for your relationships too. But the purpose of card readings is to really navigate and plan your year out. So this is the time to do it. Breakthroughas.org. Book your shit now. Y'all need that. Like for real, for real. Make your moves. Make your moves. The readings are tiered at different prices depending on what it is. Relationship readings, those are a little longer. So those cost the most, the relationship readings. And then you got your hour reading, your half hour reading. I would recommend, if it's your first reading, I would recommend an hour reading. If you've already had readings before, you just kind of want to see what your year going to look like, then get a half hour. If you've already had a reading before, and you just want to see what your year look like. But yeah, ask people who've done it. Shit works. They're winning. Book that shit now. Book that shit now. And then sometimes I just be shuffling my cards. Like I asked myself some questions today, and the 2 of diamonds came up and the ace of clubs. Anytime, I appreciate y'all in the chat. Y'all, yeah, Faith Joe, you said it works. Yep. Butter Love, yep, works. Yep. Yeah. If I ask a question and you get the ace of clubs means a renewed way of thinking. A new way of approaching life, a new like if you ask me a question like, what's going to help me get over whatever situation I'm in, and if I pull like an ace of clubs, that's going to tell me you need to renew how you think. Versus if I pull a 9 of spades, that's going to be like you're going to have to a 10 of spades. That's going to be like no, you got to work your ass off. Ain't no spiritual shit to this. You got to roll your motherfucking sleeve ups and work, nigga. If it's if you end up getting a 7 of hearts, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, you got to push the boundaries and cross the boundaries wherever you're getting held back because you. So these cards work. Put it like that. Yeah. Yeah. So. You said ace of diamonds. If someone asks me a question like, just say your business, what direction your business needs to go, to level up, and I get an ace of diamonds, then I'm going to tell you you're going to have to change some of your core values. Like there are issues with values within the company, and there's a value within the company that's kind of been holding you back, and you probably already been thinking about changing this approach and how you use the company, but you kind of been scared to. So if that ace of diamonds come up, I'm going, okay, you got to renew. Sometimes, it's different ways versus if I'm reading your business and say just say you have a partnership and you're thinking about partnering with somebody with your business, and you have some questions about this particular company or this individual you're partnering with, and I pull your relationship combination card and just say a jack of spades comes up, I'm be like, nope, don't fuck with that person, because they will deceive you, and they're going to deceive you, and I can name exactly how they're going to deceive you. Versus if a 4 of diamonds come up as a combination card, I'm like, oh hell yeah, you better partner with that motherfucker. Or a 2 of spades. If it's a 4 of diamonds or a 2 of spades, like hell yeah, you better partner with them, because if y'all have a 4 of diamonds partnership, that means y'all about to build a very strong, long-lasting foundation. But if y'all got a 9 of clubs combination card, that means somebody gonna beat somebody up. Playing cards is real. And it's the same deck of playing cards that you play poker with. Same ones. I got this 2 of diamonds card I pulled today. I ain't gonna tell you what that was about. Hey, boom! A lot of people do got 9 of clubs. I'm telling you, when I read relations, just say if you with a new chick, right? And our y'all combination card is a 9 of diamonds, then I'm sure there's physical abuse. Somebody's beating somebody's ass in a 9 of diamonds relationship. Versus if the combination card is a 9 of clubs, that means someone's verbally abusive. That means somebody's verbally abusive if it's a 9 of clubs. If it's a 8 of hearts, that means 2 things. 1 or 2 things, or 2 or 2 things. 1, either there's a lot of sex, and the only way that relationship is going to stay together if it's a lot of sex, or somebody's cheating. Usually it's 1 of 2, or oftentimes both. Because if somebody pulls back on the sex game, the other person is guaranteed going to cheat if it's an 8 of hearts combination. Oh, that's what I'm going to tell y'all about. King of Diamonds. Person number 1 if you watch 5150. Y'all remember, y'all watched 5150 this week? Corey Holcomb? Dr. Lenny Moore was on. And this past Monday, I met Lenny. He's at the Improv with Corey. And I got to ask him, because he got that club called the King of Diamonds. And I always thought, I was like, man, that shit is... Whoever named that club the King of Diamonds understands cardology. But he was telling me that he got the name, and I'm not gonna divulge his information, what he told me, because I don't tell another man's story. I allow other men to tell their story. He may have told me that without me thinking I'm gonna go on the internet telling everything he told me. So I'm not gonna tell you guys what he told me, because not that he told me anything bad or negative. It's just that I don't know if he told me this to tell the world. So I'm gonna respect the man's story. But he basically was saying that it's the people. It's a lot that be going into these names and shit. But the reason why I've always been intrigued by the King of Diamonds is, in cardology, the King of Diamonds is a card of sex. It's a card of sex magic. Let's say if you're a King of Diamonds male, King of Diamonds males are terrible husbands but great fathers. They probably got multiple children by multiple women. or they may have one children, a couple by the same woman, but whatever it is, it didn't work out with the woman that they were with because that woman expected monogamy. Like if you're a woman and you're a husband or you're a man and you get with a dude and his birth card is a king of diamonds, the only way your relationship is going to work. Try that Josh Cabernet Sauvignon on me. I appreciate that, S-Rep. I appreciate that. I had that. That's some dope shit. If you watch the caffeine show on Tuesday, I'll make sure I get a bottle of it before the show on Tuesday. If they got some at that Trader Joe's, I mean, I'll drink that on air. But anyway, this what was I saying? Yeah, hell yeah, Corey Holcomb was. Oh yeah, the King of Diamonds. I tell women, like, because again, everyone's playing their cards out. The cards explains people and how people live. The King of Diamonds is, if a King of Diamonds male is like, that nigga's not going to be monogamous. He's going to cheat. But at the same time, a King of Diamonds male is a master of business. Like, I think Joe Biden, he's a King of Diamonds. And you see, he's been a terrible fucking husband. Hell, Joe Biden, rumor has it, well, his own son had his ass in his phone as Pedo Joe. Rumor has it. Allegedly. We done seen how Joe Biden be touching these kids. So sometimes a King of Diamonds sexual appetite is a little bit too weird. But at the same time, a King of Diamonds is going to be a great business person. They're going to have multiple business ventures, and they can handle multiple businesses. And they can run Fortune 500 companies easily. And like, so when I saw that strip club named King of Diamonds, I was like, see, even if the person didn't consciously know what the King of Diamonds is, the fact that a strip club is named King of Diamonds, if those of you who are into energy, think about that. If you knowingly or unknowingly name something that energetically draws that particular thing, think of how much power you're bringing to that entity. Now, you should never name your church the King of Diamonds. If your church is named the King of Diamonds, then, well, shit, some of these churches should be named the King of Diamonds. But if your church is named the King of Diamonds, guarantee that shit gonna one day fall in some sexual promiscuity scandal. But if you name a strip club the King of Diamonds, nigga, the King of Diamonds, energetically, just with the energy of that name and the type business that is, it's no doubt that's like the most popular strip club in the world. I don't go to strip clubs, and I know what the fuck the King of Diamonds is. I stopped going to strip clubs, nigga, when I went to Atlanta. Nigga, I went to Body Tap, nigga, and I happened to go to Body Tap one night. This like in 2005. Big Boy from Outkast had his birthday party at Body Tap, and I just happened to be there. I did not know he was gonna be there, and I just happened to be sitting in the section to where the people, Sleepy Brown, the Dungeon family, everybody except 3 Stacks was there. And that was one of the funnest nights of my life. It was like on a Players Club. It was like, as soon as Big Boy got there, I swear like 70 of the baddest women on earth came out. And that was like the greatest fucking night ever in the strip club. And that shit was so great. Then I got back to LA and I got to Stars. LA strip clubs are so goddamn weak compared to Atlanta and Magic City and Body Tap and Strokers. Atlanta niggas, is Body Tap and Strokers still around? I ain't been to Atlanta in a minute. Is Body Tap and Strokers still around? Nigga. So when I got back to LA, man, I'm like, man, if you don't get these boring titties out my face, you can't leave Atlanta and come back to LA to a strip club and still like strip clubs. So that kind of did it for me. Now, whenever I go back and visit Atlanta, yeah, I'm sure I'll go to strip clubs. Not been to strip clubs, but on top of that, strip clubs ain't really my thing. They're not really my thing. So I don't care about a strip club. That's not really my thing. So after I had that night when I just happened to be at Big Boy's birthday party from Outkast in Atlanta, nigga, I done seen everything I need to see now, nigga. Now back to reality. I don't need no damn strip club. That's the real goddamn thing. But even my square ass know what the fuck the King of Diamonds is. Cards is real, brother. Struggles to sit around, body tap is gone. Okay. Nigga, okay, strokers to sit around. I remember I went to Strokers, because this is on that same trip out there to Atlanta. I went to Strokers, and the chick, she got on a little stool right there in front of us, do her little dance, and I guess she wasn't confident in her dance. We weren't really looking. We were looking at one of the other stages. So somebody else threw the money down in the tip, but that person walked away, so she picked the money up and gave that shit back to us. We was like, for real? She was like, no, I didn't do a good job. It was somebody else's money. I looked around, that nigga was gone. I was like, well, shit, I'll take it. It wasn't much, it was like a $5 bill, but I was like, shit, this $5 bill could be a tip on my next drink I buy. And I surely did use it as a tip. Bartender. Yeah, the Dungeon family was there too, Skew Raider. Quan, you said 7 of diamonds? See, Quan, you said 7 of diamonds business? See, 7 of diamonds is the card of that's another billionaire card. The 7 of diamonds has a strong relationship to the King of Diamonds. And see, but the thing with the 7 of diamonds business is you operate through your spiritual intuition, and as with a 7 of diamonds business, you gotta you see with the being a diamond is you have the intuition is, and the 7 is the spiritual, the diamond is the earthly value, the earthly core tangible. Diamonds always mean earthly, the core tangible substantive things on earth. 7s represent spirituality. So with a 7 of diamonds business, you gotta use your spiritual downloads to bring them into tangible things here on earth. So with you being in architecture, I'm sure a lot of your designs really come get downloaded to you, and then you use your knowledge of being an architect from there to bring it to life. But your wealth is going to come from tapping into that other realm for your inspiration on your innovation. Because as a 7, you have to innovate in your business. You can't just follow the program. But your innovation is going to come from your spirit, and you'll be directed in how to bring that into fruition. You just got to listen to it as a 7 of diamonds. But the 7 of diamonds always that's if you play your cards right, if you do it right. 7 diamonds if it's 7 of diamonds business is a multi-million-dollar businesses, versus like if let's say somebody has like a 10 of diamonds. A 10 of diamonds is like a celebrity. It's like it's gonna be money that comes fast. Big money that comes fast and leaves fast. Big money, but it's fleeting. If it's a 4 of diamonds, it's not gonna be huge, bulky money, but it'll be consistent money. It'll be consistent money. 7 of diamonds money is pretty big. He said, and you do, and you're ace of diamonds. So being an ace of diamonds, that means you have to be in an innovation space. Ace of diamonds is all about bringing in the new. That's the baby of the diamond deck. So I hope my reading of your business, Quan, worked for you. You say you're not a strip club person either, but you've been to strokers? Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I'm yeah, strip clubs ain't really my thing. Like I'm with you. I like the live music spot places. That's more my thing. That's more my thing. Like I remember the Free Nationals when they were getting started. They'd always be at this spot called the Fight Club down in Long Beach. That's Anderson Paak's back in band. Yeah, I love the Free Nationals. That's my scene. I'm going to the Robert Glasper concert next week. Nigga, Corey Henry gonna be back on stage with the with the Funk Apostles. Definitely gonna go see that. Man, nigga. He said women gravitate to women in the strip clubs. See, yeah, the strip clubs, yeah, hey. But that whole Emmanuel Acho Van Lathan situation again, that's just the canvas we're using to talk about a bigger story of, the need we have to fight back, to talk back, to not just accept people, sort of just marginalizing us and then coming in thinking they need to be the Negro whisperers. We're done with the days of the Negro whisperer. Whispering is over with. Everybody knows what it is. Stand on your square. You don't need to pull out no guns. We did that in the 60s and it worked. But there are more evolved ways of doing it now. Sometimes you just gotta stand on your square. I'm not advocating violence. I'm just saying stand on your square. I'm saying stand on your square. Hey man, but these mushroom marshmallows, my nigga. Which made me remember, where the fuck is my weed man? God damn, it's 9:30. That nigga still ain't here. Shit. You know what card you are based on your birthday. What's your birthday? You say you're a Taurus? I don't know every card off the top of my head. I know some of the cards in April off the top of my head. Yeah. Yeah, but now you can get your reading, you can book your reading now on breakthroughas.org. May 11th. I don't know that card off the top of my head. I don't know that card off the top of my head. Yeah. But yeah, I got my live show coming February 25th. The link to that is in the description. My live show. Saturday night, 10 p.m. Yeah, man, I thought my weed man, I told him, he told me he was stuck in traffic. I've been on live now 84 minutes. I called him about 20 minutes. Man, before I got on. Anyway, anyway. Are you a Jack of Diamonds? Oh yeah, get your reading because I got a message for you as a Jack of Diamonds. As a Jack of Diamonds, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed if it took you a little long to get on track. Jack of Diamonds go either two ways. Either they take them a long time to get on track, or they make a lot early and they fucking lose it. Because they be immature like a motherfucker. But then as they get a little more mature and get in the line, they go off to be great people. And Jack of Diamonds people do a good job of getting along well with people. You get along well with people. Your birthday was yesterday? What was yesterday? The 26th? What was yesterday's card? Fuck. Was it a two of diamonds? I think yesterday was a two of diamonds day. Don't call me. I don't want to say the wrong date because it's a vast difference between the two of diamonds and the three of diamonds. The two of diamonds is just like the king of diamonds. The balanced values. They attract. Both two of diamonds and three of diamonds both attract wealth, but two of diamonds are more even keel, balanced, a little bit immature, but still kind of level-headed. Three of diamonds, oh, them motherfuckers is wild. Especially when they're young. Especially three of diamonds women. Three of diamonds people are fucking wild. But then by the time they get to their 20s, they start to balance things out. But three of diamonds person, they early years, they 10 years, they fucking wild. Quan with the real talk. But yeah, y'all need to schedule y'all readings for real though, because like they really do help you out. That little chump change it costs to get a reading is more than worth it if you understand the signs coming your way. You dig? What up, Big Pontiac? But I'm about to get the fuck up out of here. Yeah, schedule that. I'm about to get the fuck up out of here, y'all. And remember, don't let them speak up. Don't let them talk. Do like what salute to Van Lathan. Now, thank you, Van Lathan, for speaking up. We need more people with blue checks. Well, not the fake blue check niggas that just pay $8 a month. No disrespect to y'all, but I ain't talking to you niggas. I'm talking about the people who have blue checks before you can give them $8 a month. We need, we don't need more of them to speak up, but when they do speak up and speak out, we're always going to acknowledge them for doing that because most of them niggas don't because they corny and afraid or they under some kind of a gag order through a contract. So when one of them people with the traditional blue check that was earned before the $8 a month days, stands up to the bullshit, I'm always going to send that salute. We don't always